Good day, absolutely, everybody, and welcome back to The Holler. I'm your host, as always, Jack, and hey, if this is your first time stopping by my YouTube channel, I've got a complete playlist of my time with Scarlet Hollow over at the channel where you can go. You can watch everything that's happened, you can watch all the spooky stuff, you can watch me thirst over Oscar. It's a really good time, and before we go any further, I would like to thank you for your viewership today. Without you, this channel wouldn't be possible. Alright, we're going to pick right back up where we left off with the girls, where we were on our way, I think, to Reese's house. So let's go ahead and see what we've got in terms of choices. And, I think we've delayed long enough. We're going to go ahead and just head over to Reese's. Reese's is Kanika and her friend, and they have been talking about Reese for a while now. Reese has some kind of something going on, and I guess we're about to find out what that is. All right, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later. The sun is already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging with your friends. That's just extra time you spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? Oh my goodness. Hello, Reese. Hey, Reese. Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. You must be Jack, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless in making sure I got all the Jack updates. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and I knew you'd probably want to help me cook, too. What can I say? I make an excellent sous chef. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? Well, Dr. Kelly, you're kind of a huge bitch. What the fuck? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yeah, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool. We'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. Looks like a pretty normal artist room, to be honest. I mean, dude's obviously working on all of his new stuff. I love the dark artwork. Some of this seems like foreshadowing for stuff that happens in the story, but at the same time, yeah, this looks like a normal office for anybody that does artwork. Shout out to all my artist friends that are watching this. The basement is what you might expect of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to a studio. Discarded canvases line its edges while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corner of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning as much. I want to get to know Reese more because I feel like we're not going to get a lot of time with him, so... Do you need us to sneak you out of here? This place feels like a prison. Unfortunately, the prison we're dealing with here is my body, not the room. Are you sure there's nothing we can do? Your company is plenty. It's nice to have some living people down here for a change. You know we'd visit if your mom let us. Did she tell you she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. It's a little controlling. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep. That's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Not to cast doubt on any of that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them, and she knows I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. I don't know, my body is pretty particular when it comes to food. She just prefers to have full control over what I eat, so... Okay, maybe that does sound controlling. Reese, buddy. Oh my gosh, I understand she's concerned about your health, but still... But it's for a good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, it could really mess me up, so she has to regulate my food. I don't want to ask about how sick he is. That feels very disrespectful for some reason. Do we start with the art or... Yeah, let's start with the art. Your art. It's exquisite. Thank you. I don't really make my art for other people, so it's always a nice surprise when it resonates with someone, especially considering how personal these pieces are to me. Having other people look at them sometimes feels like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know, I've still got that painting I stole from you back in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Oh no, you should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might have seen it, art I made in high school, is horrifying. No way, it's rad and people compliment it all the time. You should gain a real following if you ever post these online, you know. Nah, I think it's okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella. Having to exist in front of all those people all the time. As somebody that's been in broadcasting for, I want to say, about a decade now, you don't think about it actively past a point. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you put your art on display is a live stream during goal hours, am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings. Then you can all see them. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'll be able to rest easy knowing someone has retroactively given my life value. Oh, Reese, buddy. Oh my gosh. So, has Stella told you everything about what's happened the last couple of days? Oh, she's told me all about what you guys found out there. I wish I could see some of it myself, but you know. He gestures futilely towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights with us? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die has already been cast. But we were talking the past couple of days, weren't we? Huh. I want to ask about Wayne since we're at this point. What do you think is going on with Wayne? Who? You know, the guy that's been following Jack around being all ominous? Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look for all our sakes. Huh. You decide to leave it at that. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. Yes, Dr. Kelly, for crying out loud. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Sure thing, Doc. Yes, ma'am. You make your way towards the sink, but you're stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a different, older house. But the more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it, something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You were compelled to approach the door, drawn in, as if hypnotized. Oh, well, oh my goodness, I guess we don't have a choice, do we, fellas? Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well? Oh, there's not an easy way out of this. Um, do we lie? I'm just cleaning this doorknob. Dr. Kelly narrows her eyes with suspicion. Worry less about cleaning my doorknobs and more about cleaning your hands. Come on, everyone's waiting on you. Return to the door. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's beyond this door. Oh, no, you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under the watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table, away from the door. So what the fuck was going on with the door? Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese suddenly is quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far end of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun with the window behind her. Street smart. Given her protectiveness towards Reese, you find it odd she's seated between the two of you rather than the other way around. It's almost as though she's guarded, not only towards you and Stella and Kanika, but towards her son as well. Pills? She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in your brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. Oop. You were asleep. I didn't want to wake you up. But you could have told me why they were coming over today anyway. I would just rather know these things. Noted. Noted, but she won't do anything about it. Her son will remain in the dark. Oh, that's a hell of a line. Let's see here. Reese is a very talented artist. You must be proud of him. He has a lot of skill honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. Oh, he calls his mom Doc. Interesting. I feel like anything else here is going to make this dinner go very, very, like, horribly awry. That's an interesting question, though. Does no one in this town have two parents? Dr. Kelly's glare intensifies. Small towns are full of drama. People meet when they're young and reckless, and it doesn't always work out in the long term. Plus, the hills are dangerous, and the job's even more so. Things happen. Not everyone gets some fairy tale ending. You can find happy endings anywhere, though. It doesn't have to be perfect, but people can still be happy even if bad things happen to them. I guess living in denial is a kind of happiness, sure. Okay, wow, Dr. Kelly, you're certainly somebody. Let's see here. Let's maybe... I don't think we're going to be able to butter her up and get any kind of reaction. So I think what we're gonna do is let's talk about Stella and Kanika. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. There's suddenly a wistful look in her eye, like she's glimpsing back to some brighter time in her life. Kanika softens too, her shoulders lowering from their defensive place by her ears. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that captured their imaginations that week. The glimmer of joy at the corner of her eye fades. Her glower returns in its place. So like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel to your house once? Oh god, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in media and very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing to your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. How well do you know Tabitha? Not very. I know her a lot better if your family didn't seem to be so afraid of doctors. I can count on one hand the number of times she's been to my office. No wonder everyone but that old Edward Dean? What a crazy name. Edward Dean died so young. Hopefully your mother was better about taking you to doctor visits. Wouldn't be surprised if there was something genetic at play, and it's much better to catch those things early. Yeah, I think we're going to be quiet. You remain silent, quietly picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So, I was wondering if maybe we could watch a movie or something this week while Jack is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mother just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself up from the table and leaves. Damn it, I knew this would be too much. Everyone get out of my house. Please just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with this life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now when he needs his friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. He did seem fine before dinner. He seemed fine before dinner. It always comes in waves, and I can assure you that right now he's very much not fine. Now leave. The three of you rush towards the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Did either of you get the impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? She never turned her back towards him. Are you sure she just wasn't being overprotective? I'm sure that's all that's going on, and she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. There is a vampire thing going on because we have Wayne, who absolutely is some kind of like bloodletter, right? And then you have Reese, who has to stay in the dark all the time. The moment he takes a bite of real food, he gets sick. He's thin. He's pale. Unless I am completely off. But yeah, there's some kind of vampire thing going on. Yeah, but if she was being overprotective, she'd have sat between us and him. She had her back to the window. That's interesting. If anyone should be afraid of anyone in that house, Reese should be afraid of his mom. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly is good people. Look, I'm just saying that maybe there's more to their dynamic than him just being sick. But it's not like we can do much about that right now. We could probably go back and forth on it for a while. Let's just get going. The sun is setting, and we don't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down slowly the darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. You can't help but feel like you're about to walk into a slasher movie. You run through the mental list of everyone who's joining you, trying to figure out if you'd like to make it through to the end. Who are you kidding? Order doesn't matter. Stella and Kanika are probably the final girl. Keen eye, before you enter, a pair of big figures in the nearby bush catch your eye. You can't help but feel that with every passing day, the ditchlings grow bolder. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar, are you back yet? Shh, you can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Ooh, hello, sir. Hey, you're back sooner than I hoped. Hope the dinner went okay. Yeah, it was definitely okay. Reese wasn't filling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. It just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video camera, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messed with electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies, and paper for automatic writing, matches for candle rituals. My fucking God, Stella. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know when they might come in handy. Wow, that's a lot of stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines, and Oscar's just like, excuse me, please, save me from the crazy girl. I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Yeah, I think we need to mention that. I got a bad feeling about this. There were ditchlings in the bushes outside. Who knows how many more are lurking around here? That's concerning. Are we sure it's safe to be around them? If Sybil's right, we're only going to see more of them as time goes on. We can't let them get in the way of things. Last night was weird. I don't know what we saw. Same here. It was so dark and cramped in there. I can't be sure anything I heard or saw wasn't just some part of a long drawn-out panic attack. Good thing I got audio of the knocking, real proof that we had a paranormal encounter. Or proof that the rocks were shifting up around us preceding a cave-in. One of these things is just slightly more likely than the other. Yo, don't rush off ghost busty without Zane. No way I was going to forget your promise, Stella. I completely forgot you existed, kid, but I'm glad you're here. We needed a shaggy. Zane, glad you could make it. I was so confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Okay, I can't do the stoner voice with him if we're going to be having an existential crisis. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. This is fucking rad. I would love if I had this set up. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! You didn't think you'd be doing this without me, did you? Rosalina, I thought you were at Alexis' place. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. She's really convincing. Oh, hi, Zane. What's up? Yo! You don't have to leave me out of stuff like this anymore. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I can handle seeing a ghost or whatever it is that's keeping us out of our house. I really don't think you want to see what's in there, Rosalina. I don't know if you'd ever be able to feel safe in our house again if you knew it was there. I mean, Zane's coming. It's not like tonight's is an adults-only event. They've got a good point, Mr. G. Yeah, I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. Alexis and I can handle this. Yeah, we can totally do this. Okay, I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets to be too much and you want to leave, okay? Thanks, Dad. Now, let's go get our house back. I love Rosalina's energy. That's our girl. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls and stacks of books sit comfortably on wood furniture. Aside from the painting on the floor, this living room feels too normal, too human to be haunted. Alright, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. It could be important evidence. Might want to save your camera for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Is that it? This isn't even very scary. Wait, Rosalina, if the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. It's a stain? Dad made me switch rooms with him before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted room. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop at the library. Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. Some of these lines in this game are always so fantastic. Just straight up a Scooby-Doo line. We are not separating. That is dumb as hell. Oscar, are you sure there's really a ghost? It's possible it doesn't like crowds. It's only ever shown itself while I was alone. Dad, you said it usually comes out at night, right? I guess that means it still has time to show up. I thought you weren't convinced this was real, Rosalina. If my dad believes in it this much, I'm going to keep an open mind. God, what if it is just all in my head? I'm not sure if I'd be more of a relief or an embarrassment. Yeah, it legitimately could be carbon monoxide. You could just be hallucinating all of this. Speaking of which, folks, hey, get a carbon monoxide detector for your house. Just trust me, your house isn't haunted. You're just slowly dying of an odorless gas. I don't know. This cold spot is pretty solid evidence, though I won't be satisfied until we see a full-bodied apparition. Yo, Mr. G, how, scary does this guy look? Gotta know what to keep my eyes out for. I don't know why he now sounds like Jesse Pinkman, but we're running with it. It's a 10. Definitely a 10. Dope. Maybe we should, split up. I want to make sure someone sees this thing. As much as I'd love to spend more one-on-one time with you, we really shouldn't split up, ghost or no. That's always a recipe for disaster. Yeah, you're probably right. If we discover a ghost here, we should all discover it together with the power of friendship. That's not exactly the angle I was going for, but okay.
yo, once we find the ghost, how are we gonna get rid of it? Like, how does one bust such a thing?
Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorted holy books, and a bunch of salt in some jars for ectoplasm. And if worse comes to worse, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave.
Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? Are you sure that it wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something?
I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is more than enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Wow, you've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head into Rosalina's room. Follow me.
There's a stain.
That feeling again, like in the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something in this room something in this house, though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure.
Whoa.
This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Weird. I'm not getting anything. Not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count. It just keeps coming back.
That is mold, my man. That is what that is.
It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Let's get scientific about this. If you scrub the stain a bunch, maybe that's part of the summoning ritual.
If y'all are offering a free carpet cleaning, be my guest.
We tried tearing up the carpet.
And a house owned by the government? Nope, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of every day, out of it every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property.
It could be a good idea. This could be a sign of structural damage, and I'm sure the government would rather want to know about it than wind up with a bigger problem down the road, right? Plus, there might be something written under there, in blood.
One way to be sure.
Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet.
Oh, dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. Aha!
Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch through the floor, and it's stained in reddish brown. Keen-eyed, there's a broken seal around the edges. Whoever carpeted this hatch didn't want anyone going down there. What if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there?
Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. Say the bit about the broken seal.
Yeah, but how long ago was it sealed up? Whoever did this has got to be long gone, right? There's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from beneath.
Oh yeah, this is super haunted, all right. You got a basement chock full of ghosts. I could just feel it.
Y'all know last month was super rainy? It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under the hatch. There must be a leak in the floor that's flooded under the whole house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's simple as that.
That is completely true. I've had multiple people around here get upset with me when they've come to visit, and they've been like, yeah, my shoes were red for a week after I saw you. And I was like, sorry.
It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Maybe you tested it wrong? It can't be blood, right? Whatever it is, I need to know what's down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we've explored every nook and cranny. Have you considered that maybe they tried sealing it up because it's unsafe?
Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl in another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it.
You come into Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale with an undercurrent of mold and earth. Are we having a vision? What is going on? You feel claustrophobic as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left.
We're going to Rosalina's room.
Whatever just happened was weird, but your friends are probably still in Rosalina's room. You head further into the house.
Something isn't right. It feels like late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. This is the most kinetic art I've seen yet. Oh, fuck me. Hi. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention.
Who are you? What are you doing on my property?
I thought Oscar said the county owned this place. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. All right, Edwardine, can you show me the way out? Oh, that noise. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Oh my, I wouldn't want to cross Father. I shall be away at once. A flash of pain in Stella's eyes tells you that she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She's in agony. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. I know you still love me. You should get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Let her go, please. She's gone, along with the shadow in the right corner of the room. You're alone again in the strange garden. You follow the narrow path through the foliage. As you step forward, a single door standing solitary in the middle of the garden appears before you. Well, you walk up to the door and open it. Bell rings as cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates and figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Ah, shit. Junior, pack your things. Quickly, hurry! Maybe we should run him out on a rail, too. Make an example of the whole family. Okay, I'll pack real good. Please, he's only a child. We'll live peacefully. Just give us a little more time. They were only children, too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. The collapse, Junior leaving, Charlie returning. It's all starting to come together. They're the same person. I'm doing it. I'm packing. Please stop yelling. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like there's other on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're going to keep any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Maybe the Spectre is trying to tell you something about the collapse. Maybe what happened 100 years ago wasn't as clear-cut as people would have you think. Are you trying to tell me something about the collapse? Was Charles Shaw not responsible for what happened? Trust me, boy, the coppers ain't coming here tonight. What makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines, too, instead of lazing around this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out, unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. Am I supposed to be you? It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones, even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyways. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalind are whisked away, leaving you behind in an empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding, and opens into a beckoning white void. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. When Wayne showed up, the shadow left. Bottom feeders. Hey man, what's up? Ah, you're no longer threatened by me. Good, maybe now we can be friends. As he approaches, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Shall we find the end of this little maze? There's no need for you to run from Wayne. You step past him and walk into the void. You're outside, and it's night, a false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record finished from the bottom of a pond. Unless your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. Oh no. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? If you're trying to scare me, it's not working. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Are you mad because Edwardine and Charlie's romance didn't work out? I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want to be that way with the two of you? The last room. That's what happened to your parents, isn't it? The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune, not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step a foot outside the holler. Kanika mimes handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Thank you. I shall do as you say. That's where you'll find them. You'll need Earth there. Then read what I've written down and be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Yeah, we are not doing whatever the fuck that ghost needs us to do. It's trying to get rid of me, and I'll have to try harder. Hey, buddy. I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate where it's safe. Now you want me to piece together a mystery. What changed? Events have started that can't be stopped. What are you? I'm a friend. Do you know the way out? I will soon, but in the meantime, you have nothing to fear. I'm watching over you. Thanks, I appreciate that. Good. I'm glad you've decided to put your fear aside.
Let's keep going. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in the center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Oh, Jesus. It's okay. I forgive you. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but the damned snake Enoch went behind my back. There's Enoch again. You're right. I've been using that as an excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept that he's dug his own grave. They may have to run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still. Enoch's hand stretched all over this window. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our names are cleared. Not until you can pass this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell the people the truth. Try to find the proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I ain't no murderer. I'm guessing this request didn't really pan out. If the Scarlets were exposed for the collapse, Tabitha and I probably wouldn't be around. Damn it, boy, I may not have till morning. Promise me. Promise me you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. I'm not going to make that promise. I don't know what I'm getting into. You watch Oscar's body seize and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. Such theatrics. What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important. But what does any of it matter? You're still stuck here, too. We keep being separated, but I have a feeling it'll be over soon. Then the exit won't be hard to find. Do you know what it's trying to tell me? Yeah, and it's trivial. Don't worry yourself with it. All right, Wayne. I feel like you're playing both sides of the fence now. You move back to the bed quietly, leaving through the hole Oscar left behind, and crawl through. It shouldn't be hard to find you again. For the first time, you and Wayne enter a new room, unseparated. The two of you finding yourselves huddled over a large table. Stella stares at you through indecipherable murmurs, and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. We've got to be near the end, right? The music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the Resonant or your little friends. I try to keep it away from my brother so he doesn't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you could even do the voices. You know, you probably'd make real money if you put on a show for people. Oh, so that's why everybody's been moving so weirdly while they've been possessed, right? He's got a thing with puppets. Please don't engage with it while I try to find another door. A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, could we go to the towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. I wish I could go back in time to whenever this was and tell them everything I know. As if it would do you any good.
Thank you, Charlie. I always wanted to see the ocean.
Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Wayne can get in another word. Oh my fuck. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. It opens. You feel a shove from behind and tumble through the hatch. There's that fucking thing again. It took some digging, but it's here. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it was that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. Eddie? Wayne is gone once again. There's nothing here but you and the howling void.
Oh, fuck. Hi, everybody.
Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? I'm sorry you died. You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I've been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. To pay for the years that were taken from me. My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years and I will finally leave.
Well, unfortunately for you, my friend, I don't believe in capital punishment, so that's probably not going to happen. This is bullshit.
But as the spirit ignores your protestations, the sentence has to be handed down. Make your choice. A smell hits you, the now familiar wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are, but you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Jack. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester.
Oh shit, this might be the end. Oh my god.
What about my friends? What happens to them if I just leave? They've already left. They're not a factor in this. Where will Oscar and Rosalina live if the ghost stays? Don't give years of your life for something so insignificant. I can't just leave the ghost here. You can.
Oh, fuck me. Oh my god. Okay, so if I sacrifice years of my life, the ghost... Well, no, that's not true, because, like, this has been going on for a while. This has happened with other family members. No, fuck that. I'm not sacrificing years of my life. This thing's a fucking parasite, like Wayne was talking about. Okay, I'm trusting you. You better make this count. You don't need my help. Close your eyes. Feel for the stairs. You close your eyes, you fumble in the darkness, reaching your hands out and grasping the air until your palm finds wood. It's the staircase. You can feel it under your hands. You begin your ascent. Good, you've made it out of the pit. His overpowering smell returns as you place confident foot on the wood floor of what you assume must be Rosalina's room. You open your eyes as you try to hold your breath.
You feel a hand on your back. You shudder, knowing what it's attached to. Don't fall for it. Keep feeling your way forward. You continue. You feel the door frame under your palm, the sturdy walls of the hallway beyond. Wayne's palm continues to gently urge you forward. You stumble into the corridor between the annex and the library. The real world is swimming back into focus. Good. The main door's just ahead. You feel a shove as Wayne pushes you forward. You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the door flies open. Please. You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows a small pile of dried leaves across the step of the doorway. You made the right choice. It would have been easy to fall for its tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. Be seeing you. He leaves before you can say anything in response. Phew! Fuck me! Jesus! There you guys are. Where's Oscar, though? Thank God you made it out, Jack. I went to get Mom when I realized you hadn't left the library with the rest of us. I figured if anyone knew what to do, it'd be her. I see someone beat me to the punch. Sounds like you had quite the evening. And there's our hunk, the man himself. As long as he's safe, we're good. And Kanika, you know. I suppose I'll have to find another place for me and Rosalina to stay. This was such a disaster. I'm so sorry to have brought you into this house. I should have left the place to rot. You and Rosalina could always stay with us, Mr. Gutierrez. I wouldn't want to impose on your parents like that. It's a lot to ask. I can figure this out. Wow. I couldn't trust that ghost to uphold its end of the deal. It used all of you as puppets to try and get to us. Who's to say if I actually would have it went that way? Still, I don't know how to feel about being there, this big dangerous space in town that we're just leaving there. But you're right, there's no way to know for certain if that thing was trustworthy. And who knows if what giving up years of your life to that ghost would have done to you. You made the right call, and I'm happy you're okay. It's just a house, and we don't even own it. I'm not going to ask anyone to sacrifice years of their life for a chance of getting a rental back for the government. I don't think the spirit was lying, but it's much stronger now than it was when you made your choice. If you went back in there, I can only imagine the demands would get much steeper. There's no walking this back. Don't let your pride get in the way of a roof, Oscar. Are you sure you can't take up Alexis's offer? Oscar sighs. You're right. I'm gonna peace out. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. I got a lot to ponder. See you, Rosalina. See you, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. To think that the ghosts are actually real. I mean, I know we don't have any hard evidence on this, but we all vividly experience the same thing. Stella's got to be over the moon right now. Where is Stella? I kind of thought she'd be excitedly rattling off theories by now. Oh, she's just standing there by herself. That isn't like her. Let's go talk to Stella. You walk over to Stella. Oh, hey, Jack. There was another one of those carvings in there. Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later. She hurries off down the road. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'd just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I'm honestly surprised that she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. God, what a disaster this whole night has been. I had no idea it would turn out like this. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Stop apologizing, Dad. We're the ones that don't have a house anymore. We don't even have the library.
I spent a lot of time with Wayne in there. Yeah, I noticed. We could smell him as soon as we snapped out of it. What happened? Did he hurt you? I don't know. I think he's harmless. He had plenty of opportunities to hurt me in there, but didn't even touch me. He's never even touched you yet. It's hard to find that reassuring. We don't need to trouble Jack for the details. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make trouble. Oh my gosh. I guess we should probably head back. We should probably get going too. It's starting to get really chilly out. And I don't want to keep Alexa's parents up too late. I'll be over later tonight with some bedding and hot tea. And I'll have Miles bring you groceries in the morning. Don't be a stranger. Let us know if you need anything, okay? I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Jack. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika wearily tracks back to the general store. I'll walk you home after I finish getting Kanika her tea, and we can chat about what just happened. I'll be just a moment. You're too tired to say no. Sybil leaves. You make yourself comfortable for a few minutes while you wait. After everything that's happened tonight, the normalcy of sitting on a quiet and empty road feels like a priceless treasure. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty to call your cousin and tell her what happened tonight. She wasn't exactly thrilled to hear from me, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could. Shall we head out for a walk? Time to go home. You once again find yourself on the long trek back up to the estate. The night feels cold with the crunch of leaves beneath your feet deafening the quiet wilderness. Let's stop here for a bit. These old bones need a moment of rest. You're sure about that? Edward Dean killed Charles Jr., but I feel like that's only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done? Is that what the spirit showed you? Your family built one of the most powerful coal empires in Appalachia. Those sort of things don't come without betrayal and bloodshed. These are all assumptions, of course. I'm just an old woman who enjoys her tea, and the Scarlet Empire is far older than these rattling bones. I want the bloody details. I'm afraid you'll have to find them out yourself. There's ditchlings everywhere. There are, and I'm afraid that they will still be around this numerous, even if you had managed to exorcise the spirit you encountered tonight. Its presence was merely a symptom of the rot of this place rather than its cause. People are unfortunately just going to have to get used to the sight of these things in the coming days. Wayne didn't want me to make a deal with the ghost. Of course he didn't. Some people will never understand the kind of sacrifice that was laid upon the table tonight. If you've gone through with the deal, it would have been an affront to everything he is. That's enough rest for me. Let's carry on for a bit. So what is Wayne then? You and Sybil walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate. One last rest and we'll get you home. There was a stone carving of a goat's head and a pack of wolves in the basement. There was something similar in the mines last night. Circle of arms and chains. Both of them gave me visions. Was there now? That's quite an interesting development. Perhaps we can discuss these visions over tea. My grandmother has a special blend that supposedly helps with dreams and visions. I'll be sure to have some ready tomorrow. Maybe it'll help us piece things together. Leave it at that. What is Wayne? It's like I said, he's just a man. Who does she think you are? There's no way in hell that Wayne is just a man. No, absolutely not. He's not just a fucking man. Why the hell do you think I'd buy that after tonight? Smile briefly fades from her face. Language, Jack. We don't use words like that around here. And to respond to your accusation, it's not exactly polite to share people's medical history. I may not have taken a Hippocratic oath, but I still respect the privacy of others. Well, okay.
Are you ready to get moving again? I am. The estate shouldn't be much farther. You and Sybil trek through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves at the outskirts of the estate. I'm looking forward to continuing our chat tomorrow once you've had some time to rest. Good luck handling Tabitha. I tried to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you can do with someone that prickly, bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Jack. You've earned it. Sybil heads back through the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha. Well, let's walk in. You open the door to the estate as quietly as you can, only to find your cousin anxiously pacing the foyer. She's been waiting for you. I see you finally decided to drag your sorry ass back here. I don't even know what to say. I've told you so many times to stay out of trouble, to keep me posted about where you are, to come home in a timely manner. What's the point of saying it all again? Clearly, you just don't care how your actions affect me, and I don't know how to make you care. We need to talk. Now's really not the time. Oscar's house was haunted by the ghost of Charles Shaw Jr., who was murdered by Edward Dean Scarlet. It wanted years of my life in exchange for leaving, but I wasn't about to give it what it wanted. Was there a gas leak in the library or something? Do you realize how ridiculous you sound right now? Where are Oscar and Rosalina supposed to live, Tabitha? That ghost is our family's fault. Oh, I'm sure they'll figure something out. Odds are, if they need a place to stay, I'll hear from them tomorrow. I think I've got a rental unit I can spare for a reasonable price. Even if I do get a call, you better not think that counts as proof you saw a ghost. It's much more likely there was a gas leak. The ghost of someone of our great-great-grandmother murdered? Wayne followed me into Oscar's house. Do you think mentioning that awful man is supposed to garner sympathy from me or something? So you do know him. Did I ever say I didn't? He's a creep from a bad time in my life, and I do my best not to think about him, which has become increasingly difficult to do. What is he? A sick man that you should avoid. If I could get him to stop talking to you, I would. He's not the decent man I used to know. I keep finding these weird stone carvings and having visions around them. There was one in the mines last night and another in Oscar's house. Visions? Have you been having seizures? God, please stop running off on your own places I can't find you. If you have health problems, you really need to be careful. They've been telling me a lot of stuff about our family. I think we've done some terrible stuff, Tabitha. And all of it is probably in your imagination, because they're hallucinations stemming from either gas or, I don't know, your own guilt and exhaustion. City folk love to self-flagellate. You say nothing. Are we done? Great, I'm going to bed. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. Tabitha's ignoring all the problems, and she just admitted she knows Wayne. So she's aware. She's just lying through her fucking teeth. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow. And that was chapter 3, I'm guessing. Holy fuck, that was so good. I love this game. This game has such great writing, such great presentation. And even with the choice that I had to make regarding the spirit, I didn't feel like I made the wrong choice. The design was really good too, of like a puppeteer. Oh, man. This was really, really good. I really enjoyed this, and I hope all of you did too. So, next time we do this episode, we're going to be picking up at chapter 4, I guess.
And I guess we're going to see this through to the end. Oh man, I almost don't want it to end. This has been so good. Well, take care, everybody. If you enjoyed hearing me narrate everything you saw on screen today, like and subscribe, and hey, give me a follow or a comment or whatever. Take care, and be sure to watch out for all those creeps and ghouls in the dark.